All right, I wanted to go ahead and record this video about the Bidao token offer. Gotten a lot of comments, a lot of response, and unfortunately, this will probably be out of all the Bidao videos that I do, probably be the most boring and long video that I do in regards to Bidao. Um, With that being said, I do plan on diving into other videos about DeFi, deeper dive into Bidao, possibly into the white page. But I wanted to get this out of the way because there's a lot of people that are curious about what happens to their money or what is going to happen to their money or what are the repercussions. And I wanted to try to get this information out there. So let's go through the token offer document. Then I'm going to show you some actual messages from Telegram. There's also a video about potential pitfalls whenever you're trying to buy this particular token on their site. So let's start off with the token offer document of Bidao. And I've went through and I've highlighted some key areas or whatnot. Get to them real quick. First thing, let's discuss what is Bidao and what is Bid. Bidao is the platform. It is the technical platform by the operator. It is the entire platform. It's the entire chain. Buy is the stable coin that would be like DAI. Not like Tether, but it would be more like DAI. Bid is what the actual token offer is on. And Bid is the staking and governance coin. If you're familiar with Maker DAI, then Bid would be like Maker and Buy would be like DAI. However, there are some distinct differences that I'll cover in a future video. Bid is used as a staking and governance coin within the system. The bid is the token issued in this ICO, this initial coin offering. That is what an ICO stands for. Okay? And BNB will be used as collateral. So that would be, in this case, similar to Tether on the Maker DAI system. Okay? Operator is Bidao UG, a limited liability company. The participant is any potential and/or actual participant in the initial token offering. So that would be you. That's me. That's anybody other than Bidao that would like to take part in this ICO. And we've already talked about Bid, BNB, and Buy. Okay. The Bidao platform, as described in further detail below, is operated by Bidao under German law. The reason I highlighted this red is there is reasons that this comes into play for everybody around the world. The initial token offering, this offer document refers to the proposed initial offering of up to 1.95 billion bid tokens as described below, and the operator intends to offer up to 1.95 billion bid tokens during the period starting from Q3 2019 and ending in Q3 2020. The participant has to create an account with the operator. So if you notice participant stuff I got in green, operator in yellow. For creating an account, the participant has to provide his or her email address and has to set a strong and complicated password. In registering to purchase this particular product, you do have to put in your email. If I do remember correctly, you did have to verify that it is a real email address to go in and activate the email. Put in your password, and then it'll let you log in and make the various purchases. The participant confirms that she read the token offer document and privacy policy. Moreover, the participant confirms that he/she is not a citizen of excluded countries listed in the token offer document. Now, notice I highlighted German law. I also highlighted this in red. I will get to some stuff a little bit later that will explain why I did that. participant confirms that he or she is aware of the risk inherent to initial token offerings. In other words, do your own research. That's the reason that I'm doing this form or doing this particular video, is hopefully to inspire people to research further and do their own research, or even to show them, when there's an ICO out there, what do you do? How do you look at it? Right here, we're looking at the initial offer. On one of the future vids, I will probably look at the white paper, or you could look at the white paper first, see if it interests you, and then look at the token offer before you make your decision. A lot of people out here have made their decision ahead of time and are now asking questions about what happens with KYC, what happens with this, what happens with that. And I've found some of those answers, and hopefully I can get them to you over time. This light blue area, it kind of talks about the payment methods, how you can do it. The participant enters how many bid tokens he or she wants. It just kind of goes through how you can pay for it, things of that nature. After the payment is verified by the operator, the amount of tokens bought by the participant will be shown in the participant's account. At this moment, the coins are not transferable. Right here, they say the coins. The coins at this moment also do not exist. This is just a placeholder saying that I want this many coins. Okay. They are bringing on wallets here, expecting within the next couple months. I have found information on that. They say June to July. So as they bring on the net, the main net, and the wallets, that is getting ready and in preparation for whenever the tokens are released towards the end of the ICO, which later in this document covers when and how that will happen. So the participant will receive transferable tokens, BEP2 tokens, after the ICO is finished. I've had comments on one of my other videos saying any BTC wallet is good. If that BTC wallet cannot accept BEP2 tokens, I am not prepared to tell anybody watching any of my videos that you can transfer it to that style wallet. It would have, and BEP2 is the Binance chain. So if you have a wallet that can accept something along the lines of BNB, then I would be comfortable in saying that that you have a wallet that can hold the tokens independent of the wallet that they create. We all want our own wallets. We all want our own keys. So it's very critical that you don't try to send those tokens, not all of them at once, to a Bitcoin wallet. Now, if you wanted to try sending one or two tokens to it, or a portion of a token to it, to see if it'll work, and if it works, great. But at this point in time, I am not prepared to say, based on the information that I have seen, and I haven't done enough research to know one way or another, I'm not comfortable in telling somebody that they can send the tokens to a Bitcoin wallet. The exchange rate for one bid is 1 cent USD. The exchange rate remains unchanged during the entire ICO. As far as the ICO goes, people question where we're at because of the staking rate. In the official Telegram channel, in the official Telegram channel, they have stated over and over and over again that they left the staking rate at 30% as opposed to moving it down to 18% by the timeline. You'll be able to. I'm going to show you how to go in and research all this stuff for yourself more towards the end of this video. So once again, there's the operator, there's a participant. I just kind of highlighted it yellow and green, just denote the difference between the two. And this is also talking about how the payments should be made once again. The number of bid tokens will be determined by the operator, or Bidao. The transaction timestamp will be used to determine the exact price per bid token. This is also one point that I wanted to point out. The decisive factor for the exchange rate is the transaction receipt. Confirmation of the receipt does not serve as an acceptance of the participant's offer. For the exchange rate, the ticker of CoinGecko is used. So whatever your common exchanges that you like to use, or TradingView, or anything else, CoinMarketCap, anything but CoinGecko, whatever CoinGecko's price is at the minute that you make the purchase, and that they have a transaction timestamp on their end, not on the send end, from what I can understand, may cause a variance in what you think you may get and what you end up getting. I didn't notice that big of a difference, but just make sure that you know that there can be a difference if you're not looking at CoinGecko. By acceptance of the participant's offer, the participant and the operator are entering into a purchase agreement. The two parties are entering into agreement, and the purchaser, you, waives the receipt of the acceptance declaration. The operator will separately inform the participant regarding the acceptance of the participant's offer with undue delay. This notice has only informational character. The operator reserves the right to reject the participant's offer, i.e., if there is any case in his sole discretion. For example, if you're trying to log on to the site from a restricted country and they flag your IP as being one of those restricted countries, then they reserve the right to reject your offer. Your offer is trying to send them money from a restricted company. And at that point, if at any point they decide to reject your offer because they noticed that you were coming from an IP from a restricted company, then at that point, from what I understand, reading this, they will reimburse you with whatever you paid them with and the exact amount that you. So, for example, if you bought, if Bitcoin was valued at a given price and you used a certain number of Satoshis, from what I understand, they will refund you the exact number of Satoshis, no matter the value up or down of Bitcoin at that particular time. That would be one of the types of refunds. So for the purposes of reimbursement, the operator will use the same payment method the participant used for the initial transaction to be carried out, unless otherwise expressed and agreed by the parties. The operator may reimburse the number of ETH, BTC, or LTC, or other selected payment method that was contributed by the participant. So right there is where they're telling you, whatever the number of the item that you use to purchase bid, will be the number of item that they will refund to you. However, any transaction fees fall to the participant, not to Bidao. So they may deduct those transaction fees just like you had to pay a transaction fee whenever it was coming through. The operator will undertake all reasonable measures to transfer legal property and factual access to the tokens to be transferred under this agreement with the participant. Whenever you read this a little further, it's just like any other company. They do try to protect themselves as much as legally possible. This is an ICO. They could run with the money, which all of this brings me to the fact of the only money that you should be investing in this particular project is money that you can afford to lose. Not your rent money, not your mortgage money, not your car payment money, not your money that you need to buy groceries. There still may be a year before this really takes off, if it were to take off at all. Okay? Type of money that I would personally use in this is money that I would be willing to lose at a casino or a poker table or a dog track, or that was discretionary spending, maybe for a new TV or a new video card or something of that nature. Only discretionary monies, or only monies that you would be willing to lose if you walked into a casino today. The participant hereby, let me go to this. Participant is not acting for a third party, and any transaction considered in this agreement shall be affected by the participant for his or her own account. In other words, this token offering right here is not for third parties. It is not for you buying it for another company. This is to be solely used for you. They set it up so that this token offering was to go out to 75% of the tokens was to go out to John Q. Public. So do not uh, 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 do it on behalf of a corporation. The other thing is something that I'll address here in a few minutes. The only way to get Bidao is at Bidao.com. That is the only way. If you're on their Telegram and somebody approaches you to buy the bid tokens, do not do it at all. This thing is hot right now. There's a lot of money flowing around it right now. There are a lot of fraudsters out there right now. Always approach everything with an air of skepticism. If you think, for whatever reason, somebody is trying to defraud you, make sure you blast it out in the room and make sure that it's a real person. The admins in the room will either delete that person or they will let you know that it is a real person. I'm personally just getting used to Telegram. It does look like the admins are listed in purple. So with this blowing up the way that it is right now, just be very, very, very careful. This whole document is nothing but a cautionary tale. This whole video is a cautionary tale. I've already seen it day after day after day where people have sent money to somebody else or they've given out their email address to somebody else from the Telegram room. Please, 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 I cannot caution you enough. Be careful. Be skeptical. Don't put too much money in this. Assume it is possibly not going to work out. You know, I don't want to say scam. I think that a scam is an overused word, but there's also been a change in the market on the feeling around this, and I do want to kind of dive into that somewhere along the line. So, also, the participant is not a resident or otherwise subject to the jurisdiction of any other countries which have been expressly listed or excluded countries in the offer document. It says that, but that's their legalese. There is a wink, wink, nod, nod to this whole thing, and I will show you a Telegram message that shows you that. The conclusion and/or execution of this agreement shall not constitute a breach of any laws, regulations, or any statutory and/or contractual obligations of the participant. Participant confirms that he or she read the token offer document and privacy policy. I'm kind of helping you with that. I'm getting you through this. If you follow this video, hey, just consider it that I did an ebook or a podcast on the document for you. But I still wanted to inspire you to go in here and look a little deeper at the token offer itself. That's the whole purpose of my channel, is education and to kind of do what the community wishes. I've gotten a lot of response from my Bidao video. Moreover, and that was just a tester just to see what people's response would be. There are more videos to come. Moreover, the participant confirms that he or she is not a citizen of the excluded countries listed in the token offer document. Participant confirms that he or she is aware of the risk inherent to initial token offerings. We all know, we've all heard the stories, scams, pump and dumps, take your monies and runs, all kinds of things. But then there's also those diamonds in the rough that actually end up doing what they say, showing progress, so on and so forth. Which brings me to some, when you talk about progress, there is very, very few commits on GitHub. However, when you're in their Telegram and you just do a search on GitHub, you will see their answer to that. And what their answer to that is that they're kind of keeping it under wraps because of the patents that are involved, and they don't want anybody stealing their work. That is what their reasoning is for not having very many GitHub commits. Whenever I do some later vids, I will pull up that particular Telegram message. Scroll down a little bit further. The participant agrees that the operator will distribute the tokens at latest 4 weeks after the completion of the ICO. The ICO completion date is expected to be in the October-November timeframe somewhere. However, if all 1.95 billion tokens are sold prior to then that will be the completion of the ICO. So anytime between now, October, November, is when you can expect, or anytime between now and 4 weeks, let's say December, first of the year, is when you can expect the distribution of tokens. Sorry about that. Before the distribution of tokens, a participant can see the amount of tokens he/she holds in his or her profile page. Your profile page is on Bidao.com, which I'm going to pull up here in a few minutes. I'm not going to pull up mine, but I'm going to show you where it is. The amount shown in the profile page is a placeholder. This is where it shows me that it is a placeholder. This does not mean that actually BEPT tokens have generated on the Binance blockchain. This explains what I told you before. You're holding your place. These are the tokens that are due to you. Tokens have not been generated on the chain yet, and they will generate the tokens later on. Which brings up the question of KYC when you go to get your tokens. I have a Telegram message that I'm going to play here in a few that answers that question also. Suspension right. The operator is entitled to suspend the token sale at any time before the acceptance of the participant's offer, and regardless of the status of the participant's offer at a certain time period, or end the token sale finally if there is any good cause to the operator's sole discretion. In other words, that's why I highlighted pink. This is one of the areas where they say, hey, if things don't work out for us, we can end this at any time. Now, I do take a little, I forget the word, but it makes me feel a little bit better that they do also list in here that if they were to do that, I guess that would constitute a rejection of all of our participant offers. And at that point in time, they would refund back in kind the amount of coin, of whatever coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, ETH, that we use to pay for this product and refund it back to us. Maybe that's a little bit hopium, but this is also another reason why I reiterate, only use money you can afford to lose. Use profits. That's another thing. You could possibly use profits that you've made off of Bitcoin. You know, if you bought some Bitcoin when it was down at 5,000 and now it's at 9,000 and it's doubled, and you want to use some of the profits for that, or you bought some other bags when it was down low and they've made some profits and you want to use some profits from that, those would be ways that I would take advantage of this particular project. Let me scroll down a little further. The BID tokens to be issued in the course of the initial token offer are not securities. So this is where they get into how they kind of get around the Howey test. And do not confer to any rights usually associated with securities or other investments on the holders of BID tokens. In particular, the BID tokens do not convey any ownership, participation, control rights, and or claims on the future revenues, profits, or assets of the operator itself, or any third party. Furthermore, the holders of BID tokens are not entitled to any interest payments or similar claims. I kind of highlighted this red because I'm not 100% sure, but it almost sounds to me like whenever they start collecting the interest payments from this DeFi process, that the interest payments will not be given out to the BID token holders. I do believe in Maker, in the Maker DAI system and in some other systems, interest payments are given to the token holder of the governance token. Not quite sure, but I do know that token holders get voting rights. I would hope to see that they would give a percentage of any profits from the interest rates to the token holders. Kind of makes the governance, make it where you'd want to govern it a little bit better, to keep more people in or out. But notice up here, they are not guaranteeing that you are going to make anything off of this token at all. So, yes, do we all hope it's going to moon? Yes. But in their documents, they don't guarantee anything. Can you look at other similar tokens and kind of extrapolate what may happen? Yeah, probably. Um, so, let's see. Similar payments, demand repayment of assets, transfer. Let's see. Furthermore, the holders of bid tokens are not entitled to any interest payments or similar claims, and many may not demand the repayment of the assets transferred in exchange for the acquisition of bid tokens at the time. Therefore, this document is not and must not be considered as a prospectus subject to German and or European capital market laws and regulations. Such laws and regulations do not apply to the initial token offering described in this token offer document. Consequently, this token offer document has not been filed with and has not been approved by any government or public authority and or any other third party. So they didn't apply with any governments, they didn't register with any governments, they don't have any other third party that has registered. And they don't want you to consider this a prospectus as if you do this, you're going to get X. If you do X, that you're going to get Y. So they have a general disclaimer in there. Restrictions on the initial token offering. In the past, legal regulations pertaining to cryptocurrencies and or tokens have been implemented and or proposed in a variety of countries. Such regulation may render the use of this token offer document in any or all forms and or participation in this ITO illegal. German and European capital markets laws and expressly waives any kind of got confused there, sorry. German and European capital market law and expressly waives any liability with regard to the laws and regulations in jurisdictions other than German or the European Union. Therefore, the initial token offering described in this token offer document is only open to persons and or entities whose participation in the ITO is in full compliance with all applicable laws, regulations, and other legal provisions. In other words, if you're subject to German and European capital market law, there's laws and liabilities that are in there that are different. But if you're in any other market, they're saying, and you're coming in illegally, and here are the markets that they're talking about. And I don't want to use the word illegally. They are trying to say that, legally from any of these markets, you cannot come in and get the offer. They're doing the best thing that they can, in my opinion, from what I can tell. Try to go in with an IP address from any of these listed countries that I'll scroll through real slow, that they will do their best to IP block you. If they don't discover that your IP is from one of these countries, then you may be able to take advantage of this. Residents and other persons or entities subject to the jurisdictions of such countries therefore may not participate in this ITO offering, and the operator will decline any offer to acquire bid tokens in the course of the ITO and will actively prevent the participation of such residents and other persons or entities in the ITO to the extent possible. Pregnant pause. Okay? So then it goes down into the technology, which a lot of this I do believe was items from the white paper or whatever. So with all that being said, people in countries that are forbidden to do things use various ways to do things that they are forbidden to do. I will leave that up to each and every one of you as individuals to determine what to do and if you wanted to do it. I am not recommending that anybody does this. This is strictly an educational piece. I just want to put the information that's out there. There seems to also be some. There was a lot of 4 months ago people calling Bidao a scam, and a lot of initial token offerings a scam. I can see why. I've looked back at some that I thought about getting into, and they have done absolutely nothing. In my opinion, what's different about this particular project, and it also seems to be when all the hype started picking up, and I have seen several YouTube people videos on YouTube of other people changing their opinions about this particular project. All of the opinions that have changed seem to have came around the same time, and that seems to be whenever they started getting the partnerships with Chainlink and with Binance and with Tron, and with the others that are out there, and they are out there trying to get other partnerships. As a matter of fact, they have a poll on the Telegram right now of who does the community think that the next partnership should be that they should go after. So they're actively seeking those partnerships, and a lot of companies build whatever they build, then go after the partnerships. This one's doing it kind of different. They're getting the partnerships, they're getting the support, they're getting everything out there, they're getting their ducks in a row as they are building the coin. It appears to me that they are building the coin and the associated technologies kind of in private. It is closed off. They do not give a whole lot of information in the Telegram about what's going on. But here in a month or two, we will know, is this real or is it not? And, if that news hits, that other 1,000 million Bidao that's set to be released may go very, very, very quickly. So that takes me on, I'm done with that part of it right there. So that takes me on to this part of this video. There are some pitfalls that you can run into whenever you're purchasing your Bidao. And this gentleman puts it out there clearly. This gentleman that I'm about to show you, he also was a skeptic of Bidao. Cryptocurrency News. He was a skeptic. I'm going to play you a brief clip, but I do encourage you to go and look at this entire video. He still, is a skeptic of ICOs in general. However, by the end of it, you can see that he kind of says, hey, I wouldn't invest in it, but I don't think it's as much of a scam as I thought it was. So let me go ahead and play you this 10 seconds of his video just to give you some clips, and then he explains it more in detail.
Do it. Now, there are a number of people telling me that they didn't get their coins from Bidao once they paid. Now, there's three reasons for this, and if you fall under one of these three reasons, it's not Bidao's fault. One is someone told you to send them like X amount of coins to an address that wasn't actually Bidao, and you sent them, and that's, you just fell for a scam giveaway, unfortunately. And there's not much we can actually do about that. It's not Bidao's fault. You have to do your research. The only way you can buy Bidao is via the Bidao ICO site, by the way. You cannot buy it through a third-party site. If someone directs you to a third-party site, it is probably a scam, and you don't want to do that. The other thing is, if you invested $150, you can't invest under $150. The minimum investment is $150. You won't get coins if you invest under $150. The third reason is you actually have to confirm the transaction with the hash. And that's kind of like the hash of you sending them the coins, I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure it is, because that's just generally how these things work. And
I personally did not have to confirm the hash, so I haven't ran into that. But he kind of goes through a deeper explanation of those items. I will try to make sure that I link this particular video in the description of my video so that you can go back and refer to it. So, as he said, the only place that you can purchase Bidao is right here at bidaochain.com, or the only place that you can purchase Bid. Bidao is the organization. Bid is the coin that you can get 30% staking on right now until after the Telegram is, or I'm sorry, until after the ICO is over. Sorry about the dings in the background, but that's because I wanted to show people the Telegram. So once again, this is the only place to get a token right here. This website, I will put this into the video. This is the only place. Cannot get it anywhere else. Try to get anywhere else, you're being scammed. Not go anywhere else. All right. So as far as Telegram channels, they have the Bidao official, which is where they just release for example, their partnerships or a recent update or something of that particular nature. All right. So the Bidao, you have the Bidao official channel, and you also have the Bidao announcement. I'm sorry, you have the Bidao announcement official. This is where all the announcements come out. This Bidao official channel is where you can ask any question you want to, and they usually answer it very, very quickly. As a matter of fact, that will lead me to this point. I will go ahead and pop this one up. This involves the KYC and U.S. customers, and you can see that Long Zhang, or however you pronounce his name, right here has responded to this. He responds to stuff. There's also a gentleman by the name of Adrian Woodward. I believe he's part of the marketing of the team. He responds to a lot of stuff. But to me, it does look like the purple names are admins. I'm not sure, but if you don't think that somebody is an admin, definitely put it in the main chat, and they'll let you know if it's a scammer or not, or they will go ahead and get rid of that person. But not give anybody in a direct message anything. They generally will not DM you first. So just I can't say it enough. I see it happening every day inside. So if somebody had asked if someone living in the U.S. can they invest in Bidao? Yes, you can invest under 10K without KYC. This was somebody asking about 190, and then if they add another 50, the minimum purchase is 150 per time. Okay, and right here he says which is the minimum purchase unit for each time of purchase. Okay. John Galt, any token distribution, will they require KYC? Down here, no KYC requirement for token release and distribution. So the reason I use this particular one is because you've got the 10K thing, got no KYC for distribution. It was right here where somebody was saying that they were from the USA. Got admins answering this. So wink, wink, nod, nod. Then that takes me to the next picture, which talks about why the 10K. Okay, there is different requirements, but it comes down to the the Financial Action Task Force. From what I understand, the Financial Action Task Force is a international organization. Their level is 15K, requiring KYC. In a lot of cases in America, anything over 10K requires KYC. So Archie answers, there are no other regions restricted other than USA, and the team has not made any statements indicating that the regulations will be amended to make it look better over time. The Howey test would still apply to the Bidao currently, specifically to the USA. Comfort could be taken that if Bidao truly is decentralized, then that would not even matter. So in other words, like Bitcoin, the Howey test can't apply to Bitcoin because it is truly decentralized. With Bidao, if it's truly decentralized, you can't apply the Howey test to it. That looks to be the path that they're heading. The 10K KYC is applied by the team, and that's lower than the generally agreed the Financial Action Task Force 15K level. So, those were a couple tweets or a couple of things that I wanted to pull up real quick. So for the most part, that concludes a lot of information that I wanted to include in this particular video. Oh, Telegram. I wanted to pull up the Telegram and show you the actual Telegram. This right here, as you can see, this is the unofficial Telegram. There is a lot of conversations going on in this Telegram. You can read and read and read and read and get all the information that you want. You can also come up here and go search, and you can type in KYC. For example, a lot of messages will pop up. Here's one from Adrian Woodward, and we'll just go to it. There is no problem for either Europeans or USA. The consideration is not set around whether it's an ICO or not. It's whether the assets being sold, in this case, Bidao, could constitute being a security or not. It is not a consideration for the purchaser, only for the issuer. In this case, Bidao LLC company registered in Germany. To sell a security in the US, you have to have a license. The team don't have one. It's very expensive to get one and takes a lot of regulatory compliance. So they precluded US citizens from purchase in their terms and conditions. It is not illegal for an individual to participate from the US if they choose to, however. You're not breaking the law, but you are not meeting the terms if the Bidao agreement and don't have the financial consumer protection provide. Looks like some of this is some bad English in here. Buying from a licensed provider, i.e. a broker. The AML and KYC regulations are not linked directly in any way to the US to prevent you buying the asset. As I say, it is not illegal to do so. They are only required to verify the source of funds, i.e. how they were obtained, not the nationality of a purchaser, however that. So I don't want to go all the way down this, but you can see that the message is right there. You can type KYC, you can type USA customers, type any question that you have right there in the search, or you can just ask a search, and there will be information there. So I know this has been a very, very long video. I'm sorry about the dings in the background. That is from my Telegram. I'm going to go ahead and shut that down for the moment to end all of those particular dings. And then I want to address one more thing. This is here and there. This kind of concludes this particular video. But I also do want to address the response from my previous Bidao video. And there seems to be somebody that's out there. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. There are plenty of comments on here. People that have invested into Bidao or Bid. Some people have some good information, like the 30% staking will be continued through the end of the ICO. And there was a reason given on Telegram, and I have verified this. And it was through popular demand from their community. So that's why there's still 30%. I have somebody scamming my video like crazy. And I would encourage anybody that sees all that says scam and all of this other stuff to go and click on each one of those, and you will notice that there's very few users. Actually, there's some similar videos, and it all seems to be coming from one person. I've also had people try to say that it's a scam and won't give me a reason why they say it's a scam. If you think that it's a scam, give me a reason. Like right here, at least this time they did, that this is an ordinary scam. Talking about Long Zhang and Carolyn, whatever her name is non-existent. I will be researching those people. But there's no reason for one person to spam the comments saying that it is a scam. And in these comments, this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, and I do believe this person, whenever I went in and looked through, do all seem to be the same person. I'm not going to delete the comments, but if anybody does have some legitimate objections to the project, please comment. Let me know. Let me know where you found the information. I would like to be able to relay all this information out to the community. It's a scam. That way we can protect ourselves. If it is a scam, that's also another reason not to invest more money than you can lose. And with that being said, like this person said, there's serious red flags. Uh, I replied to them, and still, there was no answer as to why they thought it was a scam. And then this person talks about Liberty OS, which I think is also that other person again. So what I did was I went to Chico Crypto site, or actually I typed in Liberty OS. The first thing that I saw was Chico Crypto. Chico Crypto is the first person to call anything a scam if he can. And guess what? He backs Liberty OS. And I can't understand why Liberty OS, if these are the people behind Liberty OS, why that would be a very bad thing. All right. So hopefully, I will have some more videos for y'all up here in the future. I do plan on doing some videos like the difference between this and Maker. What are stable coins compared to this? Why do we need this if we have stable coins? What is DeFi in general? Which that's all this is a DeFi project. And possibly taking a deeper dive into the white paper to answer some questions from this particular vid right here that people have had questions about. Once again, thank y'all. Thank everybody out there. I really appreciate everybody. I've got over 100 subscribers. Maybe with this particular video, I'll go over 200 subscribers. If anybody has any comments or suggestions or questions, please leave them in the comments. And as you can see, I do respond to all the comments, or I try to respond or acknowledge that I saw the comments. I do read the comments. Once again, thank you everybody for everything, and let's hopefully hope that this project is the diamond in the rough that a lot of people are starting to believe that it is. Thank you once again, and bye bye.